Welcome to the Lovin Dubai Before Brunch podcast. I'm Caitlyn.
I'm Casey.
And we are your definitive inside track to anything and everything that's happening in and around Dubai.
And we are with you every Friday morning in the beautiful hour before brunch starts.
Happy Friday, Casey.
Happy Friday, Caitlyn.
We've got a very exciting podcast this week.
Is it not always very exciting?
Yes, it is. We do have our winner to announce of our amazing Sephora hamper, which is worth 1,000 dirhams. We are picking the winner and we're going to announce them at the end of the podcast.
Yeah, it makes me sick though, because this 1,000 dirham bag has been sitting in our office and now we have to give it away.
I really wanted to crack it open and touch the things and use them and play with them, but it's just can't.
I don't care how superficial it sounds. A bag of Sephora goodies is just the best thing. Can I just say, for these prizes, we use a random generator. So that's how we pick them.
So if you put your own name in, can you be generated?
Yeah, but then what are the rules? You can't be a member of a family or working in the company that's doing the prize.
Yes, so it's all very above board. We will be announcing the winner at the end of the podcast. We'll also be talking a bit later about anything and everything 24 karat gold.
Which is standard Dubai, it seems, these days.
But not in the way that you'd expect it. It's not about jewelry, it's about something else, which we will discuss later. But right now, Casey, what's going on?
Yeah, this story just came out during the week and it's just touched a nerve, and I feel like it'll touch a nerve with a lot of people. An elderly gentleman in Ajman was basically calling the 999 emergency service number every single day at 12 a.m, I think.
Midnight.
I think so, yeah. And he was just calling to talk about his life and recite poetry.
That's cute but sad, but also not an effective use of the emergency hotline.
Well, this is why the story came out, I think, because the emergency services dealt with it really well in a very humane and professional way, I think is the words that they used. But the point of releasing the information was to say 999 is the emergency number. We also have a non-emergency number, which is 901, I think. Yeah, 901 for non-emergency cases. They said they get a couple of calls. They get a lot of calls from kids, actually, and silent calls, and a number of accidental calls. But I just think that this particular story is going to touch on a lot of nerves, particularly in the UAE. It can be a lonely place.
It is sad, and especially because he's elderly. It might be that his family's not here, or they might not be around, and it's really one that tugged at your heartstrings, didn't it?
Surely, as soon as you saw the words elderly, lonely man, it was just...
Oh, heartbreaking. I do have to give a little mention here because I've actually been in a minor car accident this week, as in someone ran into the back of the car I was driving, and I, being uneducated, called 999 because that's what I was taught to do. And last time I had someone run into me, I've never been in an accident at fault, just FYI.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been someone else's fault.
Let's hear the other side of those stories, please.
So last time I dialed 999. So this time I did, and they said, is anyone injured? No, it was a minor thing, just a little bump. And they said, right, get the Dubai police app, report the accident on there, and it'll go from there. This app is the best thing. Have you heard about it, the Dubai police app?
No, tell me more.
So they've been promoting it, but I never downloaded it. And it's so useful, particularly for these minor bumps, because it was an exit of the highway, so it was really difficult position. So it kind of got the cars off the road, out of the way, then got the app open once the cars were parked and we were out. And you take photos of each of the cars, put in your license details, their number plates, and then that gets sent to the Dubai police, who then review the case. And within 2 hours, I had a police report emailed to me.
No way.
Didn't need a policeman to come out to the site or anything. But the reason this is so excellent is because there are a monstrous amount of car accidents in this city. The statistics I heard was like 1,500 an hour or something insane. Imagine the resources they'd have to use to send police to every one of these accidents.
It is such a smart use of technology and of, rather than wasting people's time, like it's such a clever use.
It's just such a good way to reallocate resources, because such minor accidents are so impractical for police who have I'm assuming a lot more pressing issues to attend to.
And it's so interesting because you were like, do you know about this app? And I've never heard of it. And we've talked about useful apps that we haven't heard of before. And some simple apps like that can make such a difference to your life. So I wonder if we should do more shout outs to the amazing UAE apps that there are.
Yeah, it just was I was going, how have I never used this before? I have seen the app promoted, but I haven't had, because you can pay fines and you can do all kinds of things on it. So I haven't had a need before because I haven't been fined, thankfully. Downloading this just opened a whole new world to me.
You're a driver and you've never been fined in the UAE?
Well, that was RTA, and it was previous to the Dubai police app being
So you have
popular.
been fined?
Yes, I mean recently. I haven't needed to pay a fine, I should say.
Revert to 30 seconds ago. I have never been fined in the UAE.
That's semantics. I should have chosen my words better. But this app is excellent. It is very progressive, and it is a great step towards Dubai becoming a smart city.
Absolutely. And I hate to bring the mood down again, but while this is an incredible use of technology, sometimes apps cannot do what a person can. And if we go back to the story of the elderly gentleman, he just wanted someone to talk to every day.
Yeah, and I think Siri probably wouldn't be the kind of talking he'd be looking for.
No, definitely not.
He just might have an Android phone, so he doesn't even have Siri.
It's just another ear. I don't know. It's a story we hear so much about, of people just wanting more contact, more connections in the UAE, do you not think?
Yeah, and there are a lot of helplines and not-for-profit kind of organisations in other countries. Not 100% sure what's available here in that kind of pool, but my grandmother lives interstate in Australia. My mum and my family's in Brisbane and she's in Melbourne, so she does get quite lonely because we're all eons away, and she does just genuinely want a chat sometimes, so she joins community groups to meet people, but even then it's difficult for her to get around, and so she talks to the Jehovah's Witnesses who come and knock at the door because she just wants to have a cup of tea and a chat.
Well, this is interesting. So we're in the UAE where we don't maybe have the friends that we grew up with and stuff. And I think that people are more open to stranger conversations than they would be in other countries. Like, I think that it's quite rare to have the kind of conversation that you're just talking about and something that means a lot. But in the UAE it can happen because people want to make friends because maybe they don't have the close friendships that they have at home.
And they want to learn about different cultures. I think you're here to travel and explore the world and get to know a different life from what you had back home. So for me as an Australian, I didn't get to meet many people from different countries in my childhood. So now I love that every day I'm kind of learning new words in different dialects and trying new food and learning new things about all these different cultures is so exciting.
Yeah, I think that is 100% one of the reasons that people love living here is the mix of cultures. But then, like you just said, the backside of that is that you don't have your close connections, so you're trying to build them here. And it's not even like for the elderly. I think it's every age.
Yeah, it is easier to make friends here. I have heard a lot of people say that.
Yeah, I don't really know what I'm getting at because I think it is easier to make friends because people are more open. But at the same time, it's harder to make those like genuine
meaningful connections.
Does that sound ridiculous? Like, there's a lot of activities and great ways to meet groups, but to actually make the genuine, because it's such a transient city and people are in and out. So even I moved here 5 years ago and I made a really great group of friends and they've moved on since then, and I don't know if I'll be able to find that again.
I call them pajama buddies. They're the friends that you can have over and you can just sit in your pajamas and do nothing.
Yes.
And it's fine. It's just like, I don't want to go out. I do want company though. Do you want to come over and watch a movie?
That's a really good word for it. Like, there's no need to like put on a show. You don't have to try to make a conversation. It's just like one of those close friends.
Yeah, and you can just sit in your ugliest, mismatchedest, oldest clothes and not worry that you're not dressed nicely and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you don't have to like go out for lunch or do anything. It's just to chill. So this is it, as in that's hard to find in the UAE.
I think this poor guy must have really struggled too. How old was he? I can't even
go back to this story. It's so sad. He was in his 80s and he was reciting his poetry. So he obviously would probably can I just say he was calling every day for 3 months.
Gosh.
And the police were amazing to continue that conversation with him every day rather than immediately giving him the 901 number, which they could easily have done.
Yeah, just a reminder, if you do have a non-emergency that you need services for, call 901 instead of 999, which is for emergencies only. On that note, we're going to have a short break. We are going to announce that Sephora winner, so do stay tuned. But up next, we're going to talk about some delicious edible gold, which I know is one of my favourite food groups.
We'll talk about it.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope your Friday's going well. Casey?
I also hope your Friday's going well.
It sounds like you need a bit of coffee.
I need sleep. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm just having one of those days.
You are overdue for a holiday, which I believe is coming up very soon.
Yes, it is. It's a friend's wedding in Ireland, and I cannot wait to get off the plane into 24-degree weather.
That's crazy. That's like winter here.
You know, Ireland got a weather warning the last day, and it was like, be careful, it's 30 degrees out, because it's a heat wave.
Oh, that is cute. That's cute.
You go there, people will be like string tops and shorts, getting burned, pasty Irish skin turning red. It's a great day for the country.
Same with the UK, right?
Yeah, I think it gets hotter there though.
So in Australia, it's actually winter, and I'm going home in July. I'm very excited because I pick it, so I get out of the heat of the summer here and get to go into the very temperate winter there, which is lows of 11 degrees.
Are you looking forward to 11 degrees?
Yes.
Yeah,
I love being cold.
There's something at the moment that's just stuffy. It's like you go out and you'd rather be in the AC.
It's the humidity.
Exactly.
So we're talking about edible 24 karat gold, one of Dubai's favourite topics.
Yeah.
What is in the news this week?
Okay, so we've seen lots of things with 24 karat gold, but I just feel like this one goes beyond. We've seen coffees, cocktails, cars, whatever you want. Dip it in 24 karat gold and it makes headlines. This one is a samosa that they've dipped in 24 karat gold.
Right. So how does this work? Where is the gold? Is it inside the samosa? Is it wrapped in gold? Is it sprinkled?
Okay, go on to, just so you can get a very visual, and I'll try and explain it as well, go on to our website and I guess type in samosa, look for the most recent article. So you know the samosa is like triangular and shaped, and it's just covered in gold leaf, I guess, but totally covered. And then it looks, so usually a samosa comes stuffed with different types of spiced potatoes and onions and peas. But
is this one stuffed with diamonds and rubies?
No, but it does have some quite interesting things on the side, which I don't know, it looks like different types of tasty sauces. Anyway, it's available at Yala Samosa and JLT.
It kind of looks like it's wrapped in a gold foil. Your typical veggie samosa triangle with this foil wrapper, but the foil wrapper is actually gold.
I've never actually had the 24 karat, apart from like tiny little trimmings. Like, I don't get it.
Oh, I love it. It's my favourite food group. I think it's a great source of vitamins. It must be good iron, right, and zinc, because it's metal.
You are talking out of your, like, okay, it's your favourite food group. Tell us what it tastes like, Caitlyn.
It tastes like nothing. It tastes like wealth.
It
tastes like superiority. So my personal favourite of the 24 karat gold world. So you can get cocktails with it sprinkled on at Burj Al Arab. 24 karat is a restaurant within one of the Marriott hotels, and this serves, you can get a side of 24 karat gold on anything. There's a 24 karat gold burger.
Sorry, a side of, as in
a sprinkling side, yeah.
And you just sprinkle it on.
Yes. Definition of extra, am I right?
Gold is a metal.
No, it's also like a gold leaf, because you can get Emirates Palace is my go-to for tourists, because you can get a cappuccino with 24 karat gold. It'll cost you, but you can get it sprinkled, and then you can get like delicious cakes and tarts with 24 karat gold on them.
It's pointless. It is literally the most pointless expense. And it just paints a horrible, like, why? What is the need for it?
Because Dubai.
I understand extra. You know, I know what extra is and I get it, but I just think gold leafing on a samosa, which is traditionally like a really filling food that you can get for 3 or 4 dirhams. I don't see why they would do that.
It's the polarism of like a cheap street food and the most expensive metal in the world.
Yeah, or this is like a JLT spot that wants to be talked about, and that's true. Virgin Radio did a little spot on it this week, which you might have caught. I was there.
I feel like a lot of these 24 karat gold things are a marketing stunt. There's a Scoopy on Jumeirah Beach Road does the world's most expensive ice cream. This place isn't like a place you'd go, that's the place that does the most expensive ice cream. It's just another ice cream joint.
Yeah.
But it happens to do the most expensive ice cream in the world.
So there's clever marketing stunts that may not make any money from it. And then you have the ones that are actually selling what they're promoting. So as well as being a pretty regular bog standard ice cream joint, they still have extra ice cream on sale and they're charging for that.
And they go for the Instagram too, right?
Is that something you want on your Instagram feed?
Yes.
I had the most expensive ice cream. Now, is it, okay, so what makes this ice cream more expensive? Is it the gold leaf, or is it the cow's milk was doused in gold leaf, or maybe the cow ate gold leaf before it produced the milk, or maybe the cow's mother bathed in gold milk?
So this is called the Black Diamond ice cream, and it's high price ingredients with 23 carat, oh, savages, 23 carat edible gold. I only eat 24 karat gold. With Madagascar vanilla ice cream, and then an expensive saffron and decorated with slices of black Italian truffle. Yeah, and so this took Cafe 5 weeks to create the mix.
Wow.
And it is. Do you want to read that price out, Casey?
It will cost you 2,999 dirham. I want to know for how many scoops.
Hopefully 2. Hate when you get 1.
So who is paying this price for ice cream?
Absolutely no one. This is purely a marketing stunt, I am sure.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you.
It's the same with the restaurants that do the world's first, world's biggest. They know no one's ordering these. I don't believe that anyone's ordering these eating challenges that some of these restaurants do.
Yeah, but because what we would do as media is we find this interesting because we know that it will get eyeballs and people will click on it, so we go cover it, and then so we're part of this horrible chain of truffle laden ice cream.
Yeah, so that's the most expensive.
Where is that place?
Scoopy's on Jumeirah Beach Road, which has a lot of excellent cafes, restaurants. I like to give a shout out here to Single Fin, which is in the Surf House.
I've seen it, I've never been in.
Lovin Dubai foodie vote best coffee in Dubai.
Big fan of coffee. How have I not been there?
Oh, it's so excellent. I love a hipster breakfast. Single Fin is excellent quality food. They have acai bowls, which I love, and they have they use a lot of avocado and kale, and it's very healthy and green and delicious. It's great to go to after you go for a stand-up paddle.
I just can see this on someone's Instagram feed. They go for their stand-up paddle, and then they go for their board and or for their acai bowl, and then their coffee. But the problem is, the reason I haven't been there, it's because it's right next to Surf Cafe, and I've been in there a couple of times.
It's better than Surf Cafe.
Well, you've been to both, so I'll let you be the judge of that.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, that whole road, whether you want to eat healthy or have some of the best burgers, Bake Mart has some amazing cakes. It's just like an unsung foodie street.
And it just goes for miles and miles, and there's just...
It does not end.
Amazing food outlets dotted all the way down. So speaking of Jumeirah Beach Road, this isn't actually on it, it's off it, but I went to Lemur this week for the first time. Have you been here?
Yeah, but I've never had a chance to really explore it.
It's the first time I've ever been. It's been open a few months now, and it sprawls all down Jumeirah Beach. It's absolutely massive. And we went to Sikka Cafe, which is a very popular Emirati fusion restaurant in City Walk, but they've just opened their second destination. Now, it's a bit of a rabbit warren in there because it's kind of a maze and there's not a lot of signs. But the design is unbelievable. Like everywhere you look is like an Instagram photo waiting to happen.
So I went there. My problem going is that there's so many to choose from. Like, why Sikka Cafe? What else is there? How do you know where to go? What's the best?
I think they've designed this with a kind of meandering style in mind where you just go to the beach or you go to Laguna Water Park.
And what's it going to be like in the summer? I feel like it's going to be a lot quieter.
So it was reasonably busy. A lot of people there for the beach. And we were there in the evening. And that was this week. So it's still warm. But there were beautiful sea breezes coming through. So it was absolutely lovely.
And actually, I hear there's a couple of like new licensed venues open. I've heard Masti has been there for a month or two. That's an Indian modern restaurant that's meant to be really, really nice. And with more and more licensed venues, it opens to a bigger crowd. So I can imagine that it will be quite popular. Is that something you're going to this weekend, or do you have other plans?
I actually have other plans. I do plan to go there though. But this weekend is still World Cup fever.
Some countries, though, are beginning to care a little bit less.
What do you think about Saudi and Egypt? Because this has been a little bit of an interesting story.
I was super excited that Saudi won. I don't know.
Over Egypt.
Yeah, sisters.
Yeah, so it was great. And it was great to see the Burj Khalifa lit up with the Saudi colours and saying congratulations. Unfortunately, both are knocked out now, so that's disappointing. But yeah, it's just fun that they were even in the competition in a way.
Absolutely. Like, I know, coming from a country that isn't great at football, any win, any goal on a world stage means a lot to the players that are involved. So let's say Saudi did have a really disappointing start in their first 2 matches. I really am happy for them that they were able to cling it back, because I heard that a lot of training and preparation went into that football team. So the fact that they were able to take home 1 win, I think is good. Speaking
of training and preparation, have you been training and preparing and going out and only nights out and finding hot boys watching the football games? How's that for a segue?
I'm okay with it.
Flawless.
I could not believe, so I was in the Burasti Superdome for the first English match. Where are these men the rest of the time? Like, it was filled.
Good views.
Fantastic. I just don't know where they live all of the other nights.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Do you find that maybe
you should start polling them as they go into Burasti, be like, where do you live and where do you normally eat lunch? Where do you work? Do it on a Lovin Dubai capacity. It'll be great.
It'll be great. Just get their details. How about you? How's your World Cup going?
I haven't been actually out for a whole lot of it, but I did go to Gerda's last week. Lover of a good deal. I don't know if you've gotten that from all my little drop-ins of discounts and bargains. But Gerda's is doing this deal where they give you a card, and for every drink you order, you get a stamp. And every 5 drinks, you get like a food reward. So they're essentially rewarding you for ordering beverages. And it's like calamari rings, and then it's chicken wings, and I think there were fries or something. So it's like, it's good. It gives you nutrients while you're enjoying the games.
Okay, so we were talking about good-looking boys, and you bring us to food.
Right.
Head in the game, Caitlyn. Eye on the prize.
I see where the issue is now. Yes.
Yeah, this is probably the issue. Speaking of football, if you can't be in the pitch, if you're not watching it, you can also go to Mall of the Emirates and City Centre Murdiff, who have these epic football activations, and it's happening now until June 13th. Have you heard of them?
What do you mean by activation?
In the centre of the mall, they've got loads and loads of like FIFA gaming sets lined up, and you have to pay a certain amount, and that gets you entry into this draw, and there's daily prizes, and then a winner will play FIFA, and the winner gets 50,000 dirham to spend at these malls.
So when you say FIFA, you mean the PlayStation kind of game, or the console computer game?
Yeah, so you're playing against other people, and this is throughout the whole month. So any day you go, and as long as you get receipts up to the value, it's 200 or 300 dirham, that's your entry, and then you play, and then you could win.
So this ties in nicely with the Dubai Summer Surprises, right? This is all part of that campaign, and the city's mental. It's so cool with all these sales and all these activations, and just, it's so alive right now.
Yes, so after the huge 12-hour sale that happened on Friday, that was like the kickoff for Dubai Summer Surprises, and now we have 6 weeks, and every week there's going to be specific sales on specific days, but also as another attraction to get to the malls. That's why Mall of the Emirates and City Centre Murdiff are doing this FIFA gaming action thing too. It's
so fun. I cannot even believe how much is happening. It's like, you think that summer months are quiet, but not at all here.
Exactly. And it just, the only issue I had with the sales last Friday is that actually the sales were really, really good. You know the way sometimes it can be hit and miss? Every single store had the big red signs, 30 to 90% off. It was just so tempting, so tricky.
Did you investigate? Was there much 90% off stock?
I was being very good. I only went into a couple of stores. You're right, I didn't see the 90. I saw 30s, 50s. Zara's sale was incredible. Victoria's Secret had a really good sale. They're the stores I explored. But I hear that Home Centre, if you're looking for home goods, that's the where to go. ID Design, Crate and Barrel, they all have really, really good home sales on. So it's not just fashion or accessories, it's the whole mall.
Some of these sales are massive though. It's not just bits and pieces. One store did everything in store was 70% off. Like, can you believe that?
Which one?
So it was actually 75% off everything in store at Halston Heritage.
So this is why you have to keep an eye on Lovin Dubai and all of these malls' social media, because it happens for a day and then it's over. So that 12-hour sale, 30 to 90%, that was 12 hours done. And this sale you're talking about was, I guess, 24 hours and then done. But they will be happening for the next 6 weeks.
You know where I hope goes on sale?
Let's wait for Kate's weekly plug to Bath and Body Works. No. Am I right?
They go on sale all the time. It's not them. There's actually these shoes we've been writing about that are really exciting. So Adidas has Great product. I love me an activewear.
I love me an activewear.
I would wear activewear everywhere all the time if I could.
Absolutely.
But they have these awesome shoes. Now, I don't think these specific shoes are going to go on sale because they've just hit the market.
Ah.
And they are made up from recycled bottles.
What do you mean?
What do I mean indeed, Casey?
Like, how does it look like?
Let me tell you.
Go on.
So Adidas has partnered with Parley, which is an environmental NGO about saving the oceans, because there's so much plastic. The oceans are riddled with plastic, which is a very big talking point these days. You know, it's such a huge issue. And by 2030, they estimate that there'll be more plastic than fish in the ocean. So Parley's working to reduce the amount of plastic. And Adidas has partnered with Parley to make these shoes where they reclaim discarded plastic bottles that would otherwise end up in the ocean. And there's approximately 11 of these per pair that are melted down into a thread and then woven into the upper of these shoes. So for every pair of Parley shoes that is bought, they're saving 11 bottles from going into the ocean.
So Parley is obviously separate, but I love when a big brand really gets involved and does something not just for the environment, but like that's really socially conscious. Like, it's so great because they don't need to, they really don't. And that's a really cool, important initiative to get involved in.
And it is Plastic Bag Free Day on July 3, so next week. So do get behind that. All you have to do is reduce, reuse, recycle, right? So single-use plastic is being attacked head on now, but it's about saying no to plastic bags at the shopping centre, and about not using straws, and about just trying to reduce the amount of plastic that is delivered and sold to you and that you're consuming and using.
It will take each outlet and each individual to decide to make a change. So that's the sales that we're hoping for.
It's all happening. 24 karat gold samosas. We've really covered a broad spectrum here, haven't we?
And like you said, the summer in Dubai is not as quiet as people say. I don't know where they get this notion from.
Especially not this year, thanks to World Cup. On
Exactly.
that note, you're probably busy. We won't keep you any longer. We do have to announce the Sephora winner, though.
Drum roll, please. Let's have Caitlyn do the honours. So this winner will take away the 1,000 dirham Sephora hamper that we're super excited to give away. Caitlyn, do the honours.
So congratulations to Fatma Arabi. You have won the Sephora hamper. We will be in touch. You correctly named one of the brands in the hamper. She said Tarte Cosmetics, which is the highlighter and contouring palette. Enjoy that, Fatima. We will get more competitions throughout. So if you enjoyed this one, let us know and we will get more to you next week.
Absolutely. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll talk to you next week.